Give me a moment. I want to cut across to my colleague Shweta Singh, who joins us live right now from Israel. The situation, Shweta, remains very, very precarious. Where are you? What can you tell us? What's happening?
Gaurav, I'm on my way to Israel. I'm in Jordan right now because it being a Saturday, the border crossing had a lot of limitations. And but even in Jordan, since it borders Israel and the entire area of Jerusalem getting alerts every single day, there is an ongoing threat right now in Jordan as well. But I would like to add that Jordan, being in the middle of on route to a missile which travels from Iran to Israel, there are a lot of interceptions in the airspace above Jordan. So that is the case. But people have been asked to be alert, and people are just waiting that once this particular alert is over, they can get back to their work, their regular work. It's the month of Ramzan, and there are people who are waiting for iftar, and the markets will be crowded. But this is a normal scene even here in Jordan, on the Jordan-Israel border, Gaurav.
And this is a very, very important border. Jordan has played a very critical role. A lot of incoming missiles from Iran have been taken down by the Jordanian Air Force, by their missile defense shield, by the American forces. How vulnerable does that make Jordan in a situation where Iran has targeted multiple, not just GCC countries, but other countries in the region?
Gaurav, as you are aware, Jordan likes to be neutral and keep it that way with its neighboring countries in this particular area. As far as the US base here is concerned, you would remember that on day one and day two of the conflict, it was targeted heavily by Iranian missiles. And later, in fact, yesterday, a satellite picture of that particular air base where the third air defense system is located, that battery is located, that was released. And there are apprehensions that it was damaged severely. And as you are also aware that when we talk about an air defense system being damaged, it does not mean that it cannot function. Yes, it is compromised. It cannot work as well, but it is definitely in action. And since this is an important area, the air defense here is particularly strong to actually push off any threat from the enemy.
Jordan, as Shweta rightly points out, remains neutral, but Jordan has played a very critical role in the war on terror. But explain this to our viewers, Shweta. You know, you've been speaking to a number of people on ground. What is it that they expect? And is there apprehension that this war could go on much, much longer? And you know, we had entered Iraq in 2003 from the Jordan route to Iraq. That time there were a lot of fears the war could spread to the region. Is that apprehension there even now?
It is there, and definitely, because when we talk of a Jordan, it is not rich in oil, perhaps like we would talk about Saudi Arabia. So they depend on tourism. They want peace. If there is peace, there are a lot of tourists coming here. And that is why the people here would not want the war to go on for long. But there are apprehensions. People are not sure that it is what they will get. But I would also like to add, Gaurav, that when we talk about Jordan, there are a lot of Palestinians also living here. So the kind of reactions you get from anybody from the administrators and what you get from the man on the street is completely different. So yes, everybody here wants the conflict to end as soon as it can, but every single person has an apprehension that this might not be the case, especially though what Pezeshkian said today has had a lot of takers because he's spoken about the neighboring countries, and now they are hoping that probably hidden in his statement is a promise of a sort of a thing that maybe the conflicts will subside, if not end all of a sudden.
Keep tracking that story, Shweta. I will come back to you for more. Clearly, tourism is also a key area in Jordan. The Dead Sea resort and apart from Dead Sea, Petra, so many tourists come to that region. But remember, Jordan's also the place where Ziaul Haq had shot dead, massacred Palestinians. That's a story for another time.